guys, welcome back to another exciting episode here on Hall Family Farms. If you like gardening like I do, you've probably seen a video of an Asian gardener demonstrating how to take cuttings from roses using a different technique, one you've probably not seen, maybe with the exception of that video that's being floated out there. And it's a wicking technique. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to see if it works here at Hall Family Farms. The video promotes, I think, 100% success rate. So we're going to put it to the challenge. Basically, we're going to take a cutting from the rose, and then we're going to cut the end with a 45, 47 degree slant to give it a good surface for wicking up water. And basically what the video demonstrates is taking a paper towel, moistening the paper towel, putting the cutting in the paper towel, not all the way to the bottom, but about halfway into the paper towel. They roll it up in the paper towel, and then they stick it in a Ziploc bag, and they say it works 100% of the time. So we're going to put it to the test right here. I have two roses that I want to try this technique on. This one here is called Mr. Lincoln. It's a hybrid tea rose, and it's this particular flower right here is at the end of its life here. So we're gonna be clipping that off pretty soon, but I want to go ahead and give this a try and see if we can propagate it, because this is a real popular hybrid tea rose. In fact, right now if you look for it, I think it's sold out on many of the websites out there. So, and you can propagate it. It's been around for a long time, so you don't have to worry about any patents or anything like that. So let's give it a try. All right, I've already made a label here for my Ziploc bags. We've already got that ready to go. Now it's a matter of having the right tools. I find that having a good pair of bypass hand pruners works really well for this application. All right, so what I'm going to do here is select some top growth here that's really active. That's what they say to do in the video. Actually, they say to do it with a rose that's already almost at the end of its life, like that one that I just showed you a minute ago, but the stem's not quite long enough. So we're going to use this one right here. I'm going to cut it off right here at the base. Actually, I think I can get two out of this. Let me see. Okay. So as you can see, I've got two nice stems out of this. I'm going to clip it right here and separate these two. I'm going to clip this leaf off right here. And let's see. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to clip this off too. And remove this leaf. And we probably could remove these thorns too with our fingers. Just kind of bend them over. Snap them off. That's going to give some more surface area as well for the wicking to go and the roots to develop. Alright, that looks really nice right there. So we're going to set that aside. Actually, let me cut it at a 47 degree slope right here where that leaf was, just like so. Set that right there. We're going to do the same thing with this one. We got a leaf right here. I'm going to tear that off, tear these thorns off, basically fold them over, break them over. Probably should be wearing some gloves. think I'm going to clip that leaf off, this leaf off, and we're just going to leave those leaves. In fact, I may just take this one off too. Just have that many. And let's do the 45-degree slant, 47 right here at a node. Just like that. We'll take that leaf off too, so we have just that much. In fact, there's a little flower bud right here. We need to remove that as well. Okay, now let me clean my work surface off here. There we go. All right. Next step, we've got some Hormidin 3 rooting hormone. Just going to shake it up and loosen it up here a little bit. And let's see, we're going to get a cup, a solo cup. We're going to put some water in that. Let me go get the water. And now it's just a matter of opening the Ziploc bag, pouring a little bit of water down here in the bottom, about like that. Okay, and then we're going to stick the rose cutting right down there in that water, just like so, and put this one in there just like so, and then zip it up. Just like that. And then what they showed in the video is they made a little hole and had a nail and hung it up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a wooden clothes pin and use that to clamp it and hold it up. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, just kind of set it like that right there, and move on to our next rose to try. This is the next rose we're going to give a try with this new propagation cutting technique with the wicking in the sandwich bag. This is a climbing rose. It's called Colette. It's been around for a long time, and if you were to look for it right now on the internet, many of the sites, in fact all of the sites that I've looked at, it's sold out currently. So it's hard to find this one, so I want to give this a try and see if I can successfully get another plant using this technique. So let's take a look at it. I really like this climber. Of all the climbers, and I only have one other one called the Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen Elizabeth II only blooms in the spring and fall. This one will put out blooms, pink blooms, throughout the growing season in massive waves. And you can see here's one that's about to open up. We've got another one right here on this one. I think we had one that just finished. So I want to take a cutting and see if we can give this a try. So I've already got my sandwich bag with a label made, Colette Climbing Rose. I put the date on it so we'll know when we took the cutting and when we did that. So let's see here. I think what I'm going to do is take the cutting right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut that at a 47-degree slant right at this leaf node. just like so. And I'm only going to take one from this right now. So let me set this plant off of my workbench. All right. And now what I want to do is take this leaf off. I'm just going to go ahead and pull it off, or pull this one off. I'm going to use my cutters for this. I'm going to use my hand pruners for this cluster of leaves. And then right there at the top, I'm going to cut that off. In fact, I may just, let's see. May just go ahead and cut that leaf off completely there. Just like that, and just leave that right there. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Actually, let me go ahead and break off there. Not quite as many thorns on this one, but I want to go ahead and remove those. Alright, that looks pretty good. And let me go ahead and get my knife here. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with Mr. Lincoln. Get you up close here so you can see what I'm doing here. Just going to take my blade and just barely remove that outer layer. Just like that. Okay. Stick this in the water. Let that soak up some water and hydrate there. Let me get my brush and brush pan, clean my work surface off right here. Just like so. And while our Colette cutting is hydrating right there, I'm going to go ahead and take my paper towel. We only need one since I'm only doing one. I'm going to fold it again, stick it in the water here, just like so. Let that wick right up there. Alright, so I'm going to get the Hormidin 3 out. Take our Colette cutting, stick it down in that Hormidin 3, and then just tap off the excess. Set that back down here on the workbench. Put our lid on the Hormidin 3. And now take the moist paper towel, just kind of wring out that excess water. Okay, I'm going to lay it right on the table here. We're going to take this cutting again a little more than halfway and just kind of roll it up in there. Just like so. Okay, set it down. Get the Ziploc bag that we've already got labeled. We're going to pour a little water in here. About that much. About an inch to 3/4 of an inch. We're going to take our cutting, stick it in the bag just like so. so that that paper towel's down in the water, but the bottom of the cutting is not. Because it's important to have airflow around that cutting at the base so we don't have any issues with rotting prematurely before those roots develop. Now we're just going to get our Ziploc locked just like so. And then I'm going to take these up to the grow room. I'm going to have some wooden clothespins. I'm going to use that to hold these in place, standing up. And that's all there is to it. Let's go to the grow room. Clothespins holding up both of the Ziploc bags containing our cuttings. And I kind of did this intentionally, trying to keep the area where I'm hoping roots will form kind of more out of the direct light. But I also wanted the leaves to be somewhat in the light so that the leaves can photosynthesize to produce the food to keep the cuttings alive while they produce roots. At least that's what I'm hoping. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this new, for me anyway, new rose cutting technique, how it does. Again, according to the videos I've seen, it's supposed to be 100% almost foolproof. So we'll see. Stay tuned for updates.